March off to guard.
Guard, close order, march.
1, 1, 2.
Move to the right in 2, right, turn.
1, 2, 3, 1. Turn, by the right, quick, march. Right, standard east. Off cap. Silent prayer.
Downs and ups, but nobody, however hard they try, and believe me they do, and will carry on doing so, can take away the fact that you are in command of a warship at sea, and you are the man out there who makes the final decisions. If you fail, they will slay you, and if you succeed, they will not notice it. Be prepared to, at the end of your term of command, to realize that the only satisfaction that you had was to serve with a great bunch of sailors and enjoy your time at sea. Anything else that comes above that will be a bonus. Go out to sea and enjoy your ship, because that's why you chose to become a naval officer. Look after your men, not yourself. Don't use your men, let them use you. Be a captain to them. May God bless you, your ship's company, and your ship. It was bestowed on me on the 13th of April 1992 to today. I'm now ready to hand over my ship.
Right, standard east.
Captain Donkin, Captain Duda, Commander Johnson and Mrs. Johnson, Commander Moodley. 4. You are to perform your duties with zeal and diligence and set a good example to those placed under your command.
Whereas command of the SAS Jan Smuts has been handed over to me, I, Commander Yeganathan Sundrasagren Moodley, hereby undertake to perform those duties with zeal and diligence and to take good care of those placed under my command. I now formally take command of the SAS Jan Smuts. Commodore Forster, Captain Donkin, Captain Duna, Commander Clayton Fink, fellow officers Navy, for seagoing combat officers. Guts, knowledge, experience, and the right stuff is what it takes to get one there. I now belong to that unique breed of officers who have met that ultimate challenge, command of an operational strike craft. My particular path to command has been a long 17 years in the making. There have been many highlights. The first person of color to become a combat officer in the Navy, the first person of color to graduate from the military academy, the first person of color to represent the National Defense Force overseas, and the first person of color to become departmental officer and second in command of a strike craft. In all, I've spent over 10 years at sea in these greyhounds of the sea that you see in front of you. Between 1991 and 1994, I spent 2 exciting years as the Assistant Military and Naval Attaché in Washington, D.C., followed by an exacting 18 months as the Navy's Senior Staff Officer Media Liaison at Naval Headquarters. This probably makes me the first strike craft OC with both overseas and Naval Headquarters staff duties. Experience. I guess the point of all this is that I am no affirmative action appointee. This part of the Navy that goes bang in the night cannot afford such risks. However, I hold out a hand of friendship to our new comrades in arms and offer them all the knowledge and resources at my disposal in order for them to fast-track their own career paths which were disadvantaged by past policies. My career has been positively influenced by many people. My family, my seniors, my peer group, friends, and the ordinary sailor. I would like to pay particular tribute to a few individuals. My late maternal grandfather, with whom I used to fish from the Maiden Wharf in the early 60s, would listen to me daydream aloud about sailing and being captain of vessels plying our coast. My grandfather encouraged me, saying that by the time I was ready, the country would be ready. How correct he was. Retired Admirals Viljoen and Woodburn served as very important naval role models for me. From Admiral Woodburn, I learned that officers, no matter how senior they can also remain human and humble. Admiral Viljoen taught me that war is violent. Hit first, hit hard, and hit often. That's what he said. My peer group and colleagues have stood by me all these years, both physically and emotionally. Their wives too, over the years, became part of my support group. I thank you. To my parents, brother, sisters, and of late in-laws, who have been my inner strength over these long years, thank you very much. Over the last 6 years, my better half has kept home, borne my 3 sons, and kept me on the straight and narrow. Only my wife, Vanida, knows how much hard work was put into today. Vanida, thank you very much. I don't think I'll ever be able to thank you sufficiently for what you have done. To all the many sailors, senior and junior rates, who encouraged me along the way, I appreciate your support. To Commander Joey Ludik, Officer Commanding SAS Hendrik Mens, thank you for being such a keen sponsor of Officer Commanding. And thanks also for sacrificing so much of your vacation time in order to prepare me for these past crucial days. Thanks too to your ship's company and officers for their considerable support. They whirled me on to be successful. To Captain Donkin, sir, thank you for inviting me back to the flotilla, and thanks for your professional support. You can expect the SAS Jan Smuts to repay you with interest over the years to come. To my previous strike craft officers commanding who are not here, Captains Cole and Deacon, and Commander Snyman, thank you for being excellent role models. You gave me the basic building blocks from which to excel. To my predecessor, Commander Joe Johnson, Joe, you've been handing things over to me since I was a midshipman, and it all started on boat 1. You taught me how to stand a correct watch on the very ship lying before us. I did my first control air failure under your guidance. I recovered my first man overboard buoy under your guidance. Sir, thank you. You've handed me a very operational and a very viable enterprise. To you and Leslie, everything of the best in your careers ahead. I see my previous boss, Captain Richard Stephen, Director Naval Public Relations from Naval Headquarters here. Sir, I stand here today proud of the fact that I'm definitely the first Navy PRO to become a Strikecraft OC. And I thank you for your tutelage over the last 2 years. Finally, much of my inspiration surely also came from the good Lord above, who has guided me throughout my life. And now an address to my ship's company, men of the SAS Jan Smuts. The aim of command is to achieve maximum operational and administrative efficiency. I intend achieving this through dynamic leadership, discipline, loyalty to the ship and the Navy, good communications. I will not tolerate racism, sexism, theft, abuse of drugs or alcohol, willful damage to state property, or abuse of children and families. All I ask of you is to give me your personal best. I cannot ask for more. I will now introduce to you the new motto for the SAS Jan Smuts, and it is quite correctly, and I quote, "The first and still the finest." I repeat, the first and still the finest. This will be our battle cry, our rallying call to arms. For unlike our civilian comrades, we are required to go in harm's way. Thank you very much and enjoy your day.
Radar, op die plek, rus! Spectre, af! 3 uur raas vir Commodore Johnson. Die bip! Hoera! Die bip! Hoera! Die bip! Hoera! Spectre, op! Radar, aan dag! Retireer, omkeer! Skipsopleiding sal aan boord marcheer in enkel gelid. Rechts en 3 marcheer, rechts, op! Achterste gelid, voorwaarts, mars! Rustig gelid, voorwaarts, mars! Voorste gelid, voorwaarts, mars! Officieren, voorwaarts, mars!
No, that's strike. That's strike. It's maybe. Go on, engine. Go on, engine. Move it. This brandy, the whole works.
Okay.
Sudarshan. Sudarshan. That's a good boy. Smile. Okay, right.
That's lovely. No?
Sir, permission to stand up, please, sir. All those? No, all those. Just wait.
Captain, congratulations on your appointment. How did you see the challenges ahead now in the task?
I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of responsibility. This vessel and the stores on board, and it's worth over 250 million rand. I've got and more important than that, I've got 55 men to look after. It's probably a greater commitment than marriage. Yes, I'm really looking forward to the responsibility.
All right.
And the challenges also.
What are these challenges? What do you see as the real focus on your new challenges?
Okay. The first challenge is when we sail out here and we hit the Indian Ocean. That's the first challenge. Put up with the vagaries of weather, very heavy sea conditions of the South African coastline. This is only a 420 ton vessel. She's rides rather harshly out there. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge will be to maintain the high state of operational readiness of the vessel, which I've just inherited. And as for that, the third challenge would be to maintain my own personal aid in surface warfare, which is what this vessel is all about, anti-air warfare, and support of other government departments and support of diplomatic. Those are the tasks.
You referred to the cynical view that this could have been affirmative action point. Your reaction?
Okay, when I mentioned that, it wasn't cynical in the least. I think after 17 years in the Navy, after having served 10 years on this vessel, in every position from midshipman all the way up to lieutenant commander, second in charge, the natural progression is for me to take over this vessel. In fact, I would have taken over a strike craft approximately 4 years ago, but I chose to serve the Defence Force overseas and also to serve at Naval Headquarters. So I'm quite comfortable with the fact that if someone considers this an affirmative action appointment, then they don't deserve a decent answer.
Now, you've had an illustrious career in the Navy and the Defence Force.
Oh, easy on the illustrious.
Okay. What are you, apart from your modesty, what do you consider some of the highlights of this?
As I mentioned in my speech to the ship's company and the guests, I think the fact that I was the first person of color in various situations was more by chance. It was thrust upon me as I expected there to be a whole lot more people of color with me at the time, but I don't think the country was right for that. I took the plunge at the time. I felt it was a challenge. I left university to join the Navy at a time when it was infra-dig to do that. I just at many stages ostracized myself from the Indian community. But I think, life is it's a personal challenge. I don't hold myself beholden to anyone else but myself and the Lord above.